Today we're going multiversal and taking a look at some of the most iconic versions of Peter Griffin found on Family Guy. From slight changes to drastic differences, Peter has had many looks over the past 25 years, but be sure to let us know which version of Peter is your favorite. And shout out to Kyle Andrews for the suggestion. Starting with Retep, an evil palette swap of Peter from Meg Stinks that forms when Peter loses his hand.
The wind wants my hand to go back, but I'm not letting it. I'm stronger than air.
Don't worry, it grows back. Bet you didn't know Peter was part reptilian. That's right, these are the guys controlling our governments. Makes a lot of sense now, doesn't it? But while his hand grows back, the severed hand also regrows its own Peter, though this one has a bit more of an interest in green shirts.
My name is Retep, and I am evil.
And here's a little trivia for you. If you look deeper into his name, you'll discover that Retep is actually a reference to the actor Peter Stormare, who contemplated changing his name to Retep Maratz when he first got into acting. Maybe. Probably not. I guess backward things are just always considered evil. And who doesn't love a palette-swapped villain?
Huh, look down there. That looks like me with a green shirt. He's murdering a lady.
Unfortunately, we never get to see Peter and Retep meet, but they say he's still out there, devilishly wearing white pants while laughing at people's misfortunes. Do you want to see Retep again, and should he have his own family? Good luck trying to pronounce those backwards names.
What's that big rock doing there?
Yeah.
But you're all in luck today, as our sponsor, Free Cash, is offering an extra $5 on your first offer if you sign up using the link in the description. Free Cash is a trusted online platform where users can earn money by playing games, completing surveys, and more. But don't just take our word for it, as Free Cash has a 4.8 rating on Trustpilot with over 260,000 reviews. But it doesn't stop at the initial $5, as the more offers you complete, the more you earn. To keep our brains active while we wait for the latest Family Guy episodes, we've been playing Word Search C and a range of other games on Free Cash, and have earned $77.25 so far. Now, if you're impatient, you can speed up your progress by making in-app purchases that also give you the benefit of cashback rewards through Free Cash. Make sure you enable app tracking and you'll have all of your earnings properly credited, which has been made so simple and quick to cash out. So with our earnings, all we need to do is head to Cash Out, choose our method of payment, and select how much you want to withdraw, and you're done in just a few clicks. And Free Cash offers a variety of cash out options: Bitcoin, gift cards, and stake to name a few. Use the link below to sign up today and earn yourself that unmissable extra $5 first offer. And of course, the episode Road to the Multiverse has a smorgasbord of alternate Peters, stretching across many different realities. The first version we see is Rock Peter, which pays tribute to animation's first father, Fred Flintstone.
That was wonderful rock sex we had last rock night.
Yes, I enjoyed rocking you up the rock last night.
Take me back to the simpler rock times when everything was just rocks. Money, housing, food, they did it all. The next version of Peter comes from a reality where Japan won World War II and conquered the United States, meaning everything is a bit stereotypical.
Meg-chan, プスまた最低だよ!
お父様の願いに従います。
Nothing warms a father's heart quite like his daughter's first seppuku, which is also usually their last. Knowing Meg though, I'm sure she'll find a way to screw things up. Following that is a two-headed Peter who comes from a universe where everyone has a happy head and a sad head.
Sure thing, Lois. Delighted to. I get tired when I stand.
Well, I'm sure evolution has a good reason for these developments. So how does this work? Are the heads their own separate being, or is this some kind of split consciousness thing? Does the happy head kiss the sad head sometimes? I'd be interested in learning more if I weren't so put off. Next up is Disney Peter, who kinda looks like Doc from Snow White in his earlier years.
Did somebody say pie?
Don't be fooled by his whimsical demeanor, he's just as screwed up as the rest of the cartoons in this world. At least he's staunchly against creepy old men, so that's... well, it doesn't make him better. He's just a monster with standards. And after that, we get a quick glance at a round and shiny robot chicken Peter.
Will you guys move? You're blocking the TV.
Three-dimensional Peter kinda freaks me out. Some things just aren't meant to step foot in the 3D realm. He's right up there with Cthulhu. And after that is something even more unsettling, a thick-outlined, blocky, kinda aggressive Peter.
Lois, where is my supper?
Still in the oven!
Will I have it soon?
Quite soon!
Thank you!
I've never really been sure if this is a reference to something. Canadian animation? Adobe Flash? Abstract expressionalism? I don't know, the only answer I've gotten is nyeh.
Yeah.
Yeah! I'm frightened. Let's go.
And the final variant of Peter to appear in this episode is Dog Peter, who seems to be some kind of mutt.
Oh my god, I know that sound! That means there's a potential intruder at the front door or one of my pals. Either way, I'm really excited and ready for anything!
Sounds like someone needs to have their tennis balls chopped off. Might as well take care of the ones on his face while he's in there too. And in Mr. Griffin Goes to Washington, Peter embodies that guy in a parody of the show That Girl as he becomes Anne-Marie Peter Griffin.
Our new tobacco lobbyist is that guy.
And if you have no idea what we're talking about, then rest easy because you and probably 99% of those watching are in the same boat. This version of Peter dons his best wig and miniskirt to run through a recreation of the intro to a show called That Girl, which ran in the 60s and 70s, with the show's own little twists, of course. Becoming a tobacco lobbyist certainly changes a person, but I wouldn't have expected this kind of change. I guess there's more of a connection between cigarettes and cross-dressing than I ever thought. And I've thought about how the two are connected a lot. I have too much free time, don't I? That guy! In the episode High School English, Peter embodies the likeness of several characters from classic literature, like Tom Buchanan from The Great Gatsby.
Anyway, like I was saying, you're a trash because you earned your money a little bit more recently than me.
Probably not a great sign that we see Peter slip into this role so easily. This is probably what Peter would be doing if he were rich. Still driving drunk and fighting people, but with class.
I'd like a bottle of your second most expensive champagne.
And I'd like your most expensive bottle.
After that, Peter portrays the titular character of the book Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, whatever that character's name is.
I'm running away because people want me to wear shoes and comb my hair, so I guess we got the exact same problem.
It's a real ballsy move to put Peter in the lead role of a story where they just throw around slurs pretty nonchalantly. You just know Peter would be firing them off every sentence if he could. And finally, in a less prominent role, Peter portrays Slim, the titular farm owner from Of Mice and Men. Okay, maybe I don't know what titular means, I just like to say it.
I like to kill animals and then a lady.
I got a good feeling about you guys.
It isn't a super prominent character, but he does technically put in motion the events of the story. Next time you'll think twice about hiring guys from California. It never turns out well. And the episode Let's Go to the Hop has two different versions of Peter, with the most prominent being his incognito high school disguise, Lando Griffin.
So tell me, homeboy, how about the baggy clothes we kids are wearing these days? Aren't they fat and stupid and poppin' fresh?
He's got all the subtlety and lingo of an undercover cop. Peter dons this identity when the high school suffers a bit of a psychedelic toad problem, managing to turn the kids away from it with straight gangsta style. Or something that sounds cool, I don't know.
How come I'm going to the winter snowball with Lando?
Man, you got a date? Oh, wait till I tell your mother.
He also uses his popularity status to elevate Megs, thankfully without any father-daughter prom kissing. There's always one instance at every dance that's trying to make it more uncomfortable than it already is. But there's one more variant of Peter in this episode, and it may just be the most terrifying and unnatural one yet.
Things got way too real. Holy crap, I am freaking out.
How do you think we feel? The wide volleyball eyes, the gaping mouth, the moving pupils? This is the kind of nightmare you'd witness waking up late at night with the TV still on. Unfortunately, hyper-realistic Peter is real and he can hurt you. And the episode Fertilized Meg gives us a haunting look at a version of Peter that just couldn't put down the cup, needle, and/or metal spoon.
All right, guys, looks like I'm really liking.
So as the episode repeatedly jumps ahead a few months, we get to see Peter slowly degrade into a husk of his former self and ruin his relationship with his family. God forbid a guy have a hobby.
Peter, my name is Marcus. Your family has written some letters they'd like to read to you.
You liars!
But don't worry, he gets the help he needs eventually. Well, that doesn't last very long, but you know, at least he did some good just the once.
You know what guilt means, right?
Yeah. God, I love
You said it, pal.
And we're going to count Chip from the episode Vestigial Peter as a variant of Peter, seeing how he's basically him, but smaller and more likable for all of 5 minutes.
Hi, everybody! Ah, what the hell is that?
Oh my god, it's a little me!
I guess glasses just genetically came with Peter. Irish blood is certainly filled with untold magic. Chip first starts as a growth on Peter's neck, but eventually he's able to split off and be his own man. A better man than Peter, might I add.
What the hell is going on here? You singing our song without me?
Oh, sorry, Peter. We couldn't find you.
Plus, doesn't the song just sound better when it's being sung by an ear-splitting soprano? But Chip is proof that with the right attitude, you can win over anybody, no matter what you look like or how tall you are. Insert our usual 5'10" being short joke here.
There's a big old world out there. I want to go out and experience it for myself.
And when the Griffins move to Italy in Boopity Boppity, Peter fully embraces his Italian side.
Well, by the laws of Italy, I must now kiss myself passionately.
I don't understand the laws of this beautiful place, but I'll observe them regardless. But this isn't even the most Italian Peter can get, as in the southern region, an even more Italian version of Peter exists.
But I thought you loved Italy, and Italian Peter, and Southern Italian Peter. Olive oil!
You said it, man. I mean, I don't speak Italian, so I can only assume that what he said was some kind of wise Italian proverb. Maybe Peter wasn't completely made for Italy, but this might just be further proof that he was made for having a twirly mustache. And if Peter were to come into all of Carter Peterschmidt's money in the episode regarding Carter, he knows exactly how wealth would change him.
Yeah, well, I still want that money. It's the only way I can afford that surgery to turn myself into 100% stained glass.
Becoming rich does change people, but we didn't expect it to completely change their skin and bone makeup. Well, I guess it's at least better to look at than most plastic surgery. If you're gonna get all that work done, you should at least try to make yourself look non-human rather than vaguely human.
Oh my god.
Dad's beautiful!
But Peter has another dream seen in the episode Start Me Up where he wishes he could be a different species altogether.
Time to live out my dream of becoming a bodega cat. I'm between the breads.
Bodega cats are the backbone of the entire small shop system in a big city. How else are you going to protect your store from the mutant rats that crawl out of the sewer and teach turtles ninjutsu? There are a lot fewer honorable jobs out there, so we gotta respect Peter for wanting to pursue one that gives back to his community. And when you don't feel like taking the heat for what you did, you can always go the direction that Peter suggests in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Make realistic puppets of ourselves to leave in the bar for Jerome to beat the crap out of.
Yep, it's practically as good as saying I'm sorry. It's a pretty foolproof plan, but the key to making it work is to actually leave the puppet in the bar, something that Peter struggles to understand the nuance of.
Thanks, guys. Oh no, I left the real me in there. He's falling for it, guys.
Take this opportunity, Puppet Peter, to make something of yourself. You're created to get the stuffing beat out of you, but now you have a chance at life. Head to Sesame Street, they'll show you the way. And Peter would create another duplicate of himself and girl interneted, only this time he would use much sweeter materials.
I created a vanilla ice cream Peter covered in magic shell.
Why?
Because I must.
As good a reason as any. I'm all for the art of making your desserts look like things they're not in all their nightmarish glory, but you might want to make sure you don't actually give those things life.
I don't know which one to believe.
What do you mean? I'm a guy and he's ice cream.
Well, that solves that. Or does it? No, it does. You should know by now that Family Guy doesn't follow through on earth-shattering realizations.
Does anyone mind if I turn the thermostat down to 32 degrees?
But some Peters should just be forgotten, and there's no better example of this than with the hairless twin he keeps in the shed in fresh air.
Close the door, the moonlight burns! It's almost Christmas. It's almost Christmas.
I guess props to Peter for not abandoning his Gollum-looking twin, but maybe there could have been better accommodations made than living in a shed and feeding him garbage.
Can I meet the family? You've overstepped. No Christmas.
But be warned, as when your back is turned, the hairless will rise up to claim the world. Remember that the next time you make fun of someone for being bald, no matter how smooth and shiny their scalp is.
Hello, family. Let's eat all the garbage we want.
And No Country Club for Old Men also holds several different versions of Peter, with one of them being the mastermind behind an iconic TV show.
I must notify Gossip Girl. Pass this along to Gossip Girl.
It's the perfect ruse. Send your scoops to other people who then send the scoops back to you. This is actually a subtle nod to the original show, whose reveal of the identity of Gossip Girl was also incredibly stupid and far-fetched.
It's me. I'm Gossip Girl.
And there are two other kinds of Peters in this episode, with both being Peter's ancestors memorialized in some shape or fashion. Firstly, there's a painting.
I'm gonna be on TV!
Did you kill the others?
I shan't!
You must.
And then there's also a statue of another one in the basement. Do you think Peter has some British ancestry, or do you think all works of art just have British accents?
Did you kill the painting?
This place is a nut house.
Fun fact, the painting is voiced by Sean Bean and the statue is voiced by Tom Hiddleston. One guy dies all the time and the other seems to always avoid dying. And apparently Peter has more than one evil lookalike, because Mother Tucker reveals he also has an evil twin brother named Thaddeus.
Boy, this is really gonna upset my evil brother Thaddeus. Yeah, this will surely affect my inheritance. Yeah.
These evildoers are really out here ruining the twirly mustache look for the rest of us. I mean, I can't grow a mustache anyway, but if I could, I'd like to at least have the option to get a bit twirly with it. And he's cornered the market on personal hot air balloons? I can't have anything nice.
Yeah.
And the episode Baking Bad reveals that your reflection is actually a sentient entity. Well, at least that's the case for Peter and his reflection.
Well, if I gotta donate, he's gotta donate too. You, get in here! Ha, sucker!
And apparently you can just switch places with them too. We see the appeal, but is Peter really gonna just let his reflection sleep with his wife? Maybe he can get with Lois's reflection. Does it count as cheating? Is it even physically possible? Is there a mirror scientist out there who can either confirm or deny this? And just like the title says in the episode A House Full of Peters, there's a whole house full of versions of Peter that come into his life through a little DNA donation.
Who's this supermodel?
I'm Katie. I'm your daughter.
Your what?
Yeah, I think I can see a tiny little bit of Peter in her, but you'd really have to squint to see it. I guess Chris, Meg, and Stewie got lucky because they could have been way more of a spitting image of their dad. So Katie's the first one we meet, and as you can see from that crowd shot, there are a lot of mini Peters running around in this episode, ranging in ethnicities, appearances, and backgrounds.
For years I have dreamed of one day traveling from Bavaria to play the accordion for my birth family.
Well, buddy, I hate to break it to you, but Peter didn't do any of the birthing. He was barely even a part of the insemination. You'd have a closer relationship to the catheter they put in your mom than you would with Peter.
Well, look at your fine ass.
Are you talking to me?
Damn right.
Nice try, but half-sibling relationships aren't gonna fly up here in the north. Now you head a few states south, and maybe they'll put up with that tomfoolery. But what did we say? These Peters all come in different shapes and sizes.
Excuse me, I'm a candidate for a doctorate in classics at Wesleyan. It talks! Lois, it talks!
But the Peter spawn who gets the most play in this episode is Larry. Good reference. Never forget your forgettable origins. This Larry is practically a spitting image of a younger Peter, which means Lois gets caught up in all sorts of feelings. Well, they aren't technically related, so I guess it isn't... No, it's still pretty freaking weird.
Lois, is a president stronger than a king? What the hell?
This may be one of the only times violence has ever been warranted towards your kid. Okay, I'm sure there's more, but I'm not just thinking about beating up kids all day like you freaks. And I don't know what's in Peter's DNA, but it appears to be borderline radioactive and should be handled with extreme caution.
We have fun down here.
And when Peter and Lois decide to kidnap a kid in the episode Living on a Prayer, they find themselves in need of a couple of extra hands for the job, all of which belong to Peter.
Peter, up on a telephone pole?
Check.
Well, they do say that if you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. Obviously, we don't think anything's getting done right with this many Peters, but at least it was nice of them to show up.
Sexy Peter distracting the guards?
Check. Hello, boys.
He really is a man of many hats, pants, and underwear. Peter pretty much fills out every last heist movie cliche, even opting to sacrifice himself just for the bit. Not sure how this helps snatch the kid, but I'm fine just sitting back and watching the master at work.
Peter, who hasn't answered because something has gone terribly wrong. Peter? Peter, are you there?
And when Peter wants to get out of spending time with his family, he decides to create a holographic version of himself that ends up trying to steal his life in the episode Happy Halloween.
Hello, Peter Griffin. I am Hologram Peter Griffin. How may I be of service?
He's pretty much exactly like the regular Peter, only this one actually likes to spend time with the family. I know, what a sick freak, right?
Let us turn up the beat.
Stop it, or I'm gonna wet myself.
This is all well and good until Peter has his 1000th revelation that maybe he should be hanging out with his family more. Unfortunately, Hologram Peter abides by the ancient traditions of no takesies backsies.
Where's the machine? I left it right over...
But the family eventually wises up and realizes the Peter they've been hanging out with is an imposter. I mean, is it really that bad to just keep living with a doppelganger? I think they should just keep moving forward and not ask too many questions. But nah, gotta reset to the status quo, so Peter ends up defeating the hologram with the help of his family. And it's at that moment we actually get to see some older canonical versions of Peter as well. The hologram Peter reverts to a pre-season 9 Peter, followed by a season 1 Peter, followed by what could be considered the proto-Peter, Larry from the Larry and Steve pilot short. And you know, Homer and Fred Flintstone are there too. If you forget history, you're doomed to repeat it, but some would say Family Guy went ahead and repeated it anyway. And the episode Pawtucket Pat reveals that like many great writers before him, Peter writes books under a pen name, Mary Sparkles.
Tell him Mary Sparkles sent you, but never call me that in front of my family.
We can understand why. Mary Sparkles sounds less like the name of a beloved author and more like someone who dances on a pole. Both are equally stimulating professions, mind you, and it seems like the type of books Miss Sparkles likes to write involves winning men over. Just what the guys at the bar are looking for, probably.
Make them come to you. You guys haven't read my book, have you?
Judging by how no one comes to them, I think his book is better suited as a dust collector rather than a Bible on how to get with men. Maybe he should pivot to some young adult romantasy writing. It sounds a bit more befitting for someone with that name.
Oh no, they've been hit by a bus!
They'll come, I followed the rules!
Peter, they can't come, they're dead!
And the episode Dearly Deported gave us a glimpse of Peter when he became too obsessed with a particular car brand, transforming himself into the obnoxiously decked out Peter Ferrari.
I'm looking for a Peter Ferrari.
Obviously that's me.
Subtlety is the tool of cowards after all, and Peter is no coward. Wearing that much Ferrari merch gives a man the confidence that they can do anything, like leave a pair of soiled underwear in the bathroom of a fancy restaurant.
Sir, I can't park this. There's diarrhea all over the front seat of your PT Cruiser.
Well, that's close enough to a Ferrari, right? Just turn in your hat and jacket before you bring any more shame onto Adam Driver's name. And the episode Amish Guy gives us a glimpse at one of the more nightmarish members of his family, known as Legs Go All the Way Up Griffin.
Hey, baby, do those legs go all the way up?
Why, yes, they do.
Ah!
But what's one nightmare for most humans could be a dream come true for a basketball team. Somebody get that girl on a WNBA team, stat. Also, did you know actress Chloe Grace Moretz thought this was a joke making fun of her? I mean, maybe she's got a point. But maybe this is a sign that she should also be playing point guard on a basketball team. Use the gifts you were given, I say.
My legs are shaved like a little girl.
And in order to sneak out of the house without Lois knowing, Peter employs the help of the ever-convincing Balloon Peter in Undergrounded.
Peter, there's some salmon on the stove if you're hungry. Well, it's what I made.
As round and filled with as much hot air as the original. Apparently, it's such a good and convincing idea that other people in town decide to give the trick a try. If you try it yourself, just do it somewhere with no ceiling fans, otherwise you may return to watch your own funeral.
How about you, Jerome? You in? Okay, well, he's busy.
And when Peter becomes obsessed with acquiring Brian's rope toy and Brian the Closer, the obsession turns him into a monster that would feel right at home within Lord of the Rings.
Precious. Once a precious rope.
Peter, enough with the rope.
He's too far gone, Lois. Your only hope now is to throw him into a volcano. I know you've been thinking about doing that long before now. But that's not the only film character Peter decides to cosplay as today, as he also decides to turn himself into the robot Johnny Five from the 80s film Short Circuit. Thematically, it doesn't make a lot of sense for the situation, but I guess it's still impressive.
Did I say I'm Johnny Five yet?
You didn't go to work today, did you?
And the episode P Terminator delivers on exactly what you would expect, a cyborg version of Peter from the future who becomes hell-bent on killing Stewie.
Hey, you're a good-looking guy. Wanna hang out? Affirmative.
Well, after some karaoke with the real Peter, of course. Glad he was programmed with the correct priorities in order. And just like the real Peter, this android is a murderous psychopath, though he's much more capable and determined, which makes him much scarier.
Hey, Peter, check it out, my new electric wheelchair.
Unfortunately, this isn't one of the cool liquid metal Terminators, just one of the standard issue ones. Do you think he gets bullied by the others for being an inferior model?
Guess I'm back to the old model Terminator. Artists must have got tired of drawing the new one.
And that wasn't the only robotic version of Peter to come out of the series, as a pretty convincing robotic doppelganger was seen in the episode Forefather.
Not me, Lois. Shoot him. I'm the real Peter.
I don't know.
The show really loves this trope, doesn't it? But how would you possibly guess which one was real and which was a robot? I mean, I guess you could just shoot both in the foot and see which one leaks oil. Dang, did I just shatter this entire cliche?
Thank God. You made the right choice, honey.
What was that?
Nothing.
And there's yet another robotic variant of Peter found in the episode of Mission Impossible, though this one is a whole lot less convincing.
Blast, you vile woman!
Blast, you vile woman!
Ugh, that won't do.
And yet it still manages to trick Lois for a time. I guess it's not too far from looking like the real Peter. The oily, shiny skin, the dead look in the eyes, and the inability to lift its arms above its head. On second thought, it's the spitting image.
I want you kids to go downstairs and drink the antifreeze in the garage.
I'm gonna chug it also. There's none left for you.
And Peter's great-grandfather turns out to be a rough-and-tumble version of himself named turn-of-the-century take-on-all-comers Griffin in the Tan Aquatic with Steve Zissou.
All right, put 'em up, put 'em up. Are you having a bully day? I'm having a bully day. Is everyone having a bully day?
Do you need to be fighting a kangaroo to have a bully day? I have no clue how any of this old-timey nonsense works, but if I gotta punch a kangaroo, I'll do it. Can any Australians in the comments give me some tips? I'm trying not to get sucked into its pouch, or whatever it is those creatures do. And in the episode Quagmire's Mom, Peter discovers his first name isn't actually Peter, which causes him to go through a whole personality change.
Oh my God, your first name is Justin?
It is? Wow, I never noticed that.
And if you ask us, Peter hasn't been acting nearly as Justin as he could be.
Okay, let's go for a ride in my open Jeep. I took the doors off, so it's extra terrifying.
Well, it's time to catch up on 4 decades of missing out and become the most Justin-y Justin he can be. And so Peter pretty much regresses to a young adult slacker because that's all you can really envision a Justin being. It's unfortunate they don't have a version of the name they can use when they're older. But maybe if more people start going by 10, then we can get that train rolling.
You ever get in the pocket of a wave?
Peter, you know I haven't. And I know for a fact that you haven't either.
Justin doesn't stick around for too long though, as Lois makes him legally change his name to Peter. Hopefully he didn't spend too much on that dirt bike outfit, or an actual dirt bike. Peters aren't allowed to ride dirt bikes. Sorry, it's just one of those rules. And it turns out we've got Peter to thank for bringing the end to the Civil War, as his lookalike great-great-uncle Ulysses S. Griffin managed to defeat the Confederates, as revealed in E. Peterbus Unum.
Chug-a-luck! Yeah! Woo! How's that, Robert E. Lee? All right, no more slaves.
Solving your differences was so much easier back then. You know, except for the secession part. Those guys were just being so dramatic. Glad they managed to kiss and make up. And it turns out Peter might just have even more secret children or siblings floating around out there, because he comes across two familiar-looking baristas in Roasted Guy.
He doesn't look that much like me. Oh yeah, I could see that.
It's like looking in a mirror at Spencer's. What are the odds these lookalikes would be working in the same coffee shop? Probably the same odds that they'd be attracted to one another. Pretty high, considering the show we're watching.
Hey, we should make out.
You got it, mister.
And in order to spy on Meg and her date and Peter's daughter, Peter deploys a disguise that would probably get him canceled today. And honestly, back then too.
I think he's wearing some kind of disguise.
Oh my God, Dad! What do you think you're doing?
Setting back goodwill and cultural acceptance a few dozen years by the looks of it. I guess he assumed no one would think he'd go that racist for a disguise. It seemed ironclad, other than the fact that Peter doesn't look anything like the race he's trying to portray.
Oh.
But when Peter needs to sneak out of the house like in The Candidate, he believes no one will suspect the ever-unassuming Waffle.
Hi, Dad.
I'm a waffle.
Peter, you're not going to the clam, are you?
Waffle?
Come on, Lois, you know that waffles can't drink beer? Well, except for the Belgian waffles. Those are the kind of breakfasts you can get down and party with. And Stuck Together Torn Apart reveals there are even more Peter lookalikes roaming the streets, and they all enjoy a free sample or two.
Oh, what have we here? May I partake?
Kinda just seems like another disguise ploy by Peter, but you would be wrong. Look at you, all wrong and mistaken. Not all Peters who look alike are related. Don't be a Peter sis, kids.
You can have as many as you want. They're free.
What are you talking about? Hey, can I have some more sausage? Yeah, me too.
And the episode Switch the Flip gives someone else the chance to be Peter for a change when an invention of Stewie's goes haywire.
God, that is a tight belt. How does he live like this? Oh, there we go.
So Stewie's consciousness gets put into Peter's body, which means he gets to enjoy all the benefits of being him. There aren't many, and the one that most people would be excited for, sleeping with Lois, isn't exactly something Stewie has the stomach for.
Are you saying we have to have this weekend?
Yep, all weekend long.
Any chance you can let her mustache grow out this weekend to make it at least a little more pleasurable for Stewie? And while he's in Peter's body, Peter's enjoying the childlike whimsy of being in Stewie's body. So there's Peter Stewie and Stewie Peter. Which one is which? Haha, you know it, dude.
But I'm not tired. I want to go to the clam and... Thank God.
Luckily, Stewie's device ends up getting fixed and everyone's returned to their original bodies. Almost everyone. At least someone ended up getting some enjoyment out of this whole ordeal.
No, I did not. I mean, the movie Roadhouse.
Don't worry, it doesn't count as cheating if the characters share the same voice actor. And Peter would take on multiple different types of characters in order to win the show an Emmy in the aptly named Emmy-winning episode.
I've made plans to undergo surgery so my wang don't get in the way of the woman what I am.
So the first version of Peter is very progressive and award-baity. It's funny how the show made fun of this kind of storyline and then would go on to actually do an episode like this a few seasons later in Trans Fat. But this version of Peter only wants awards and doesn't want to sacrifice his Golden Globes to get it. A real method actor would have gone through with it. Get Daniel Day-Lewis on the phone.
Doc, I'm not actually going through with the operation. I'm going home.
We're doing this whether you like it or not.
But when that doesn't work, Peter decides to shift to the more serious personas, turning to narcotics peddling and growing a sick goatee so he can become Heisen Peter.
Remember, kill anything that moves.
Even a kid?
Especially a kid.
Walter White put in the blood, sweat, and tears to make a pork pie hat cool, and I think Peter managed to undo all of that work in a matter of minutes. He probably just got confused because he heard the words pork pie and thought it was a hat he could eat.
And then I sold all the drugs because the doctor said I had the cancer.
And when Peter needs to get in with the newer generation, when he moves into brewery marketing with HTT Pete, he takes one hit of the pen and becomes Millennial Peter.
What happened? All of a sudden I feel like I know better than everyone else.
As a fellow millennial, he's correct to feel that way. Everything the people who came before us did is wrong, and everything that the generations that come after us do is also wrong. It's really a pretty simple mindset to live by. But now that Peter's gone full millennial, he gets to explore all the joys that come with being born before the new millennium.
I want you on Fleek. This is Fleek.
Oh, can I ride him?
Sure, Peter. Get on Fleek.
Yep, just another one of those great things about being a millennial that those meddling Gen Zers are trying to rip away from us. Let us have our dragons, and you can have whatever you guys have. Like whatever this broccoli haircut is called. That's all yours, friends.
Our country's involved in 6 different wars, but millennials think about this stuff.
And the first section of the 3-part anthology episode, Family Guy Viewer Mail number 2, gives us a look at a version of Peter who was born and raised in England and definitely isn't some kind of aggressive caricature.
The Queen's coming to Billingsbury? That's bloody sweet. You know, I'm actually a relation of the royal family.
Ah, you must have been one of the babies they floated down the river in a basket. That's what rich people do with their unwanted babies, right? Or has Batman Returns been lying to me all these years? But British Peter, who goes by the name Neville, isn't all that different from American Peter. He likes to drink, slack off, and get into fights with birds of the large and anthropomorphic variety.
Good show, old chap.
Well played.
I wonder if we'll ever get to see Neville and his British antics ever again. Then again, he was probably put to death after he accidentally killed the Queen. The Brits really seem to like that lady. It'd be like if, I don't know, Meryl Streep was killed over here.
Shame about the Queen, though.
Yeah, I reckon she's with Jesus Christ in heaven now.
And of course, there's perhaps no alternate version of Peter more iconic than his take on space smuggler Han Solo in Family Guy's Star Wars trilogy of episodes.
I'm Han Solo, captain of the Millennium Falcon and the only actor whose career isn't destroyed by this movie.
Very inspired casting to have the suave, roguish Han played by the one guy who probably shouldn't be legally allowed to own a blaster. But Peter still plays his role to a T while offering some meta commentary around the films.
You don't believe in the Force, do you?
Oh, you mean that thing you just found out about like 3 hours ago and are now judging me for not believing in it?
But now the question remains, who would Peter play in the prequel series? Probably Boss Nass, right? Feels like a good fit. And yeah, I know what you're already thinking, Meg would be Jar Jar Binks.
How come I never get any lines in these things?
Shut up, Meg.
And the episode The Peanut Butter Kid gives us another Peter-looking relative, this time with the sultry Queen of Burlesque Griffin.
Cheesy jokes and ugly broads.
Well, we know where Peter gets his absolutely curvaceous figure from, and his eroticism. Oh, come on. Peter's considered one of the hottest cartoon characters of all time, right? No? Just in my head? Well, I thought only supermodels get nearly 1 million followers on Instagram, so you explain that to me. And when Peter gets behind the controls of a fighter jet like in Fat Gun, he's no longer Peter, but Maverick, world-renowned pilot and notorious co-pilot killer.
Oh no, we're stuck in a spin! Perfect song though. Engine 1 is out, change it back.
The dial's stuck!
Looks like even those years flying the Peter copter couldn't prepare him for something like this. This version of Peter does try to right the wrongs of what he did in the past, and he wants to make it very clear that if he wanted to do something with Goose's dead body, he could have. But he didn't, which makes him a good guy.
We were more than 5 miles out, so I could have done anything I wanted with his body, but I didn't.
No, yeah, thanks for constantly bringing it up. It's like wearing a shirt that says, I don't eat poop. Like, I hear you, but now I'm questioning why you felt the need to make a statement like that.
Yeah, oh, wow, brain toot. Yeah, thanks for the heads up.
And the episode Rich Old Stewie shows us a possible future version of Peter where he's old, bedridden, and on the verge of dying.
What can I do?
Just promise, when I die, that you will help our family.
Hey, props to him for at least making it long enough to die in old age. You can't tell me he hasn't had dies before reaching 60 written on his face for years now. But he at least still gets to find time to enjoy both the wonders of the future and his simple pleasures from yesteryear.
Thanks for these virtual reality glasses so I can watch while talking to the family.
Yeah, I think they can go ahead and just pull that plug. Got electricity to conserve and whatnot. But the whole dying thing just ends up being a ploy to get Stewie's money, proving that Stewie really should have put his focus on trying to kill him rather than Lois when he was a baby.
We did it! We got him!
And the episode Family Guy Viewer Mail number 1 actually has quite a few variations of Peter, starting with regular old Peter, except...
I wish I had no bones!
Done!
That ought to show you.
There must be some Earthbound fans in the writing room, because Peter looks a lot like Master Belch. But as amazing as being a dripping puddle of flesh sounds, Peter's new lifestyle causes him to become quite the burden, though the family tries to make the most of it.
Look, I'm making an angel!
See, Lois, everything's gonna be fine.
Now smile while I write my name in you.
The next version of Peter that we see in this episode comes after the family's coated in nuclear waste, giving all of them superpowers and Peter the ability to shapeshift.
Peter's morphing ability.
Hey, Lois, I'm a wishing troll.
Luckily, he knows to only use his powers for just and moral causes, like seducing Justin Timberlake so he can get Meg some of his hair. Come on, don't act like that isn't the first thing you would do if you got shape-shifting abilities.
Hey, come here, give me a kiss. I'm Gene Shalit now.
And the final version of Peter seen in this episode is possibly the cutest one of all, as he portrays a rambunctious little tyke.
Make like Siamese twins and split. And then one of you die.
He's pretty much just a kid version of Peter, but it's hard to deny how cute and round he is. Doesn't he just make you want to roll him down a lane and knock over a few bowling pins?
Zip it, egghead. You with your big words and your small, difficult words.
And when Peter got lost in the Canadian wilderness in Big Fat, he returned home a wild and feral version of his former self.
How could Dad turn into some kind of feral creature just from 2 months in the wilderness?
I think it's all about the aesthetic for him. If you're gonna be living in the woods, you gotta at least be on the same level as all the wild animals out there. So think of this as less of a tragic turn of events and more like a really long bit that's very annoying for the family.
Kids, I think he recognizes the TV.
We're all thinking it, and he just does it.
But nothing brings you back down to earth like the fiery dislike you have for your own daughter. Is it too late to send him back into the woods?
Shut up, Meg! Shut up, Meg!
And Peter's Irish heritage becomes pretty apparent when you get a good look at all the Irish passengers on the Titanic from Stewie, Chris, and Brian's excellent adventure.
Who's asking? Yeah, who the hell are you? And I'm the baby!
I guess at least one of them must have made it off that boat, otherwise Peter may have not even existed. Our money's on that baby. He looks like a survivor. And the episode of Fistful of Meg shows us the horrifying byproduct that comes with Peter not showering for several months.
Hungry! Pour food on my pile!
Okay, Peter, here you go.
Finally, he looks closer to how he probably smells. Getting a lot of Pizza the Hut vibes from this guy.
I will assimilate this new smell into the larger Borg of my smells.
And in Peter's progress, Peter theorizes that he was a strawberry in his past life, a fate I probably wouldn't wish on my worst enemy.
It's another pleasant day for me, Peter the Strawberry. Hey, Mr. Worm.
Who knew being a fruit was so terrifying? I already live in fear of being cracked open on a rock by a hungry otter, but this might just be worse.
Now I'll never end up in a fancy pie!
And after going through an experimental medical procedure in Family Gay, Peter's entire personality changes, becoming a lot more flamboyant while still being the same amount of loud.
I'm gonna squeeze right in here if my thighs will let me.
He must have gotten injected with a little bit of Roger's alien DNA because he sounds just like him. So this procedure completely changes Peter, finding himself enjoying things he never used to and not enjoying things he used to. There's always a price to being absolutely fabulous.
Lois, I'm gay.
Yeah. Wait a minute, you mean we can't have
no.
Well, sounds like things won't be that different, so what's the big deal? Thank you once again to Free Cash for sponsoring today's video. Download Free Cash now via the link below and let us know when you get the $5 bonus.